From the islands and swamps to the mountains and valleys, fishing, hiking, and everything in between, Inspiring Wilderness Adventures is a channel dedicated to inspiring wilderness adventures. Of all of the breathtaking nature that we have encountered while driving around the US, this mountain range topping drive reigns supreme. Would you agree? Welcome to the most beautiful drive in America, the Beartooth Highway. A certain amount of audacity, coupled with total focus, are what is required to drive it, especially when these are your views. Straddling the stunning Beartooth Absaroka Range and the Wyoming-Montana border, heavy snowfalls only allow the highway to be open for about 5 months of the year, from late May to early October. You climb 6,000 vertical feet in less than 35 miles when coming in from the Montana side through the lovely town of Red Lodge, up to the summit, which sits at 10,000 feet of elevation. There are plenty of pullouts along the way. Take advantage. Experienced mountain drivers know that the only way to make such an ascent is with hairpin turns and switchbacks, which most often offer the passenger side the prime views on the way up. As you rise, the dense forest turns to true alpine tundra in an environment so intense that trees cannot survive. Although mountain goats thrive, I have done the drive about a dozen times now. In May, as the winter freeze begins its thaw. In June, as the snowmelt continues and the surrounding lakes become fishable. When you do find fish at these high alpine lakes, named for their beautiful colors and the red patch near their gills, it will often be the native cutthroat trout. They are most colorful up here because of the crystal clear water and low sediment, coupled with a rich diet, allowing them to retain more carotenoids which cause that color. Cutties, as they're called, thrive at these high altitudes due to the cold water, often staying below 60 degrees, even in peak summer months.
What the? Oh my gosh, 7.
I just spooked them all. Oh
my gosh, so heavy.
Come on, fish. Damn, I can't believe I didn't see him there and I just spooked them all by climbing up here.
You saw it though, right?
Yeah, of course. They'll be back. Let's go, baby, let's go! You got it, you're figuring it out. You're figuring it out. Oh, beautiful, dude. Beautiful. Get him, you got him. Oh, he went for it. Oh,
Oh, he ripped.
no. Oh, that might look. So now you see you yanked it.
I yanked it.
You yanked it too hard. Oh man. You got it. You're figuring it out. Yep, exactly right. Amazing. Nice cutthroat, man. I got you. Oh, keep him in the water. Beautiful fish. On flat, baby! On flat, baby! Let's go, dog.
Mission
Let's go, dog.
You're a fucking right.
I don't even see them until I throw the fly.
Look at this one right here, look. I went a little right on it.
Let's go.
Nice fish again. Oh, look, all of them are freaking out now. Dude, there's some tanks in there. There's some tanks in there, man.
I don't think they can see us.
This is another nice fish.
You gonna do it solo?
Yeah, I got it. Saw the net now. Nice fish.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Making fly fishing look easy today. What do we think, man? It's pretty beautiful place. Look at that water. Look at that water. Doesn't get better than this. Finding them is usually the hardest part. They can be quite voracious and far less picky than browns or rainbows, as they have grown accustomed to short feeding windows, as many lakes are ice covered for 7 to 9 months of the year. On that note, did you know that cutthroat trout are more closely related to Pacific salmon than to brown trout? I was using bright red and pink size 16 pheasant tail nymphs, and as you can see,
So fun,
it was
man.
as us Cubans say, tirisaka.
How easy is that hike compared to just do this? It's nothing. Fun fights.
Look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You know,
14.
there must be a bunch of bugs flowing off the waterfall, huh? Boom. Dude, that's not even a... Oh, it is a cutty. I was gonna say. He had different spots. His spots weren't there. Beautiful. Yo. Look. Damn. He went for it the first time. Dude, they might have had enough. Tank. Tank. This is the biggest one yet. Isn't it?
Might be.
Oh, nice fish.
If you ask, I'll let you know where you might be able to catch this guy again.
4 days of 20 to 30,000 steps got us feeling it a little bit on this quote-unquote moderate 2-miler.
July is an awesome time to take on the hundreds of hikes deviating from the highway. One of my favorite easy ones closer to Red Lodge was Glacier Lake, a decently vertical 2.2-mile trot ascending 1,500 feet and rated as hard on all trails. I promise you, you can do it. Take your time if you need to. It's definitely worth it. There are almost 1,000 named alpine lakes in the Beartooths. Many have fish. Insane and overwhelming, I know. I wish I had a whole other lifetime to spend seeing them all, like Pat Markison, the forest ranger and author of Fishing the Beartooths. The book is a fantastic detailing of these beautiful lakes, and the maps are accurate as far as how to get to them. But be careful with the book near private land, because some parts of that are outdated, and that got me in trouble once. August is the perfect month to soak up rays at almost 10,000 feet. Island Lake is one of the ones along the highway that allow for easy paddlecraft launch. Fall comes quick in early to mid-September up here. Beautiful yellows and reds are abound. You better come quick and catch them or you'll miss it. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, wow.
There's a piece of granite in the tree. That's crazy. Snowfall has occurred in every month atop the Beartooths, but it mostly stops in mid to late June. Highway crews shut the highway down after a heavy snow, which happened one time when we wanted to go in June. So make sure to check with the Montana and Wyoming Departments of Transportation after a big summer snow. By October, snows get more consistent, and the Beartooth Highway's days for the year are numbered. Once they shut it down during this time, it's closed until the following thaw. So it's awesome, but be careful adventuring in these conditions.
Look at what is happening right now. It's like a snow rainstorm lit up by the clouds in front of the mountains. It's incredible.
The lakes freeze from one day to the next.
That's so cool.
Yeah, right?
It would have been nice to stay through December and be able to snowmobile the Beartooth Highway. Cook City is a great launching point for that. Inspiring Wilderness was created as a byproduct of always ending up in the lesser known areas of incredible nature and scenery. And while you will hardly find yourself alone on the Beartooth Highway, it sees less than 5% of the almost 5 million visitors that Yellowstone National Park does. This is quite mind-boggling when you consider that all you have to do is keep going about an hour after the must-see Lamar Valley in the park. You can only experience its grandeur and beauty by driving it, and if you are fortunate enough, taking the time to use it as a launching point for seemingly endless activities. If planning a summer trip to Yellowstone National Park, there is no more majestic way to enter than through the Beartooth, and exiting is just as awesome. You can treat the highway as a loop out through Columbus back out to Livingston, or do an out and back out of Red Lodge or Cook City. Cody, Wyoming isn't far either. You are doing yourself a massive disservice if you go to Yellowstone and don't drive it. The views are truly unbeatable and the experience, unforgettable.